Hi, everybody. Coming to you on this Wednesday evening. Really lovely evening out there, by the way. I again, for a second night, want to touch on Milton because it's such a fascinating and unfortunately very dangerous weather storm. Over on the left, Hurricane Milton, the snapshot earlier today. This is the eye of the storm earlier today. Looks like landfall is going to be just south of the Tampa Bay area. This is Tampa Bay right in here. So Sarasota sets to the south, and landfall from the eye is expected to be right in here um, sometime in the next hour or two. So before midnight East Coast time. And then see all the flashes? This is lightning detection. If you've been watching your media feeds and your news feeds, part of the story today has been I saw one quote saying this is on an unusual number of confirmed tornadoes for a hurricane or a tropical system, which always brings that threat. But apparently, there have been just a number of tornadoes from this one. And let me read you some of the reports. So, the hurricane has weakened more than what the projections were earlier today. The leading edge of the eye wall has pushed on shore, so it is now in the weakening state. So, the 8 o'clock Eastern time report from the National Hurricane Center: 120-mile-per-hour sustained winds around the eye. Again, the northern eye wall has moved on shore. That makes it a Category 3 storm. Now, some of the reports: Sarasota Airport, which is right kind of in the bullseye where it looks like this is going to be moving in, had a 54-mile-per-hour sustained wind and a gust of 96 miles per hour just a little bit ago. Venice, Florida, 71-mile-per-hour sustained wind, a gust of 90 miles per hour inland just a little bit ago. The storm surge forecast calling for 6 to as high as 13 feet, generally south of the Tampa Bay area. And then the Weather Service is leaving their rain projection forecast where it's been: 6 to 12 to maybe isolated amounts of 18 inches. And the track of the storm is still going to take it south of Tampa, south of Interstate 4, and then up toward Daytona Beach. And then tomorrow morning, pushing out over the Atlantic and then weakening. It still looks like the rain from this hurricane will stay generally south of the Florida Georgia border. That means areas up in North Carolina that are still recovering from Helene's flooding are going to be okay. But it's going to be something to see what the wind fields are inland tonight into early tomorrow morning as the storm races toward Orlando and toward Daytona Beach. Will there be significant wind damage across the entire Florida Peninsula, central portion of, and of course the storm surge flooding, all of that. And I've got some pictures to show you. So that's what's going on with Milton. Boy, I tell you what, the live camera is absolutely gorgeous at this hour. This is the inn at Ottercrest over here to the right. The setting sun, of course, out over the Pacific, clearing skies taking place, and just really beautiful. My local headline: chilly weather tonight into tomorrow morning. We're not talking about record stuff, but we're talking about temperatures well down into the 40s and maybe a few spots flirting with 39 or so. So we're going to get into all of that. All right, quick shout out to the Momentous Wealth podcast. This is a library of financial investment topics. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify. If you're like me and you have retirement funds, please check out, see if you can find one that is of interest to you. Support this. That supports me too. The Momentous Wealth podcast. Okay. We did this yesterday. I just reposted some things on my X feed, and they're really fascinating to go through. A lot of this, maybe some of you have been seeing. So, Jim Cantori, of course, with the Weather Channel in Port Charlotte, Florida, where the storm surge is rising. This looks like it's up inside of a parking garage. But again, this is what we're talking about. The ocean simply coming inland. And clearly, if you're in the storm surge is going up to 12 feet, and you don't have high ground or a way to be out of that, you can't really survive that. So that's why people are being so strongly urged to evacuate. We're being strongly urged to evacuate out of the storm surge areas. But there's an example of the ocean that's come inland, looks like into a big parking garage. Mentioned tornadoes were a heck of a story today, still continuing to be. Near Fort Lauderdale, look at that. Boy, just a perfect funnel right there. Here's another one. Boy, this looks ferocious. This was Wellington, Florida, earlier today. Now, making the assumption in today's world that everything on my X feed is legit. Okay. Now, this is posted from NOAA. Inside Hurricane Milton reported wave heights of 28 feet with gusts as strong as 76 miles per hour, some nautical miles from the center of the storm. This was posted 5 hours ago. Um, and just look at it's fascinating to see the ocean waves. I mean, absolutely fascinating. Look at that. Wow. Okay. This is the image I posted on that we looked at a moment ago, showing all the lightning earlier today over the Florida Peninsula, and there's the convection around the eye wall just exploding. Earlier, the eye wall diameter was almost closed off. It was 10 nautical miles. And with these strong hurricanes, that happens. It gets really tight. So not always. Now, see where the convection looks strongest up here on the north side? And that's what all of the rain projection models have been showing, that the heavy rain bands will not be south of the eye, they will be north of the eye. So that would be near to north of Interstate 4 up through Orlando and Daytona Beach, for example, during the overnight hours. Hurricane Center is saying the southern portion of the eye wall is opened up, and that would also support the heaviest convective rains up to the north. We took a look at this image yesterday. Let's see here. We took a look at this yesterday. So again, just amazing images tonight out of Florida. And not to downplay that we all have the people there in our wishes, hoping that not only do they make it through safely, but somehow their property is not totally devastated, right? Okay, let's talk about our weather. Here are the sunset cameras. Look at Willamette Valley Vineyards. Great. Gerhardt by the sea, Tillamook Head, beautiful weather. Vancouver, Pearson Airfield, gorgeous. Just beautiful, beautiful cameras. There's the setting sun from the inn at Ottercrest. So I thought that was worth a note. I hope you'll bookmark my weather site, portlandweather.com, and bookmark my live resort cameras. I've got 18 cameras, and we're getting ready to introduce a new camera up at Canita Resort, which has opened on the Warm Springs Reservation. So excited to see that new live camera coming online soon. Okay, here is what we're looking at. So the cloudiness is starting to break up, and you see there's like clearing out here. See this little kind of V or U-shaped clearing out here? This is what's coming in tonight. And this is with a broad surface high that's going to produce calm winds and clear skies. And that's why temperatures are going to nosedive. The model dew points into tomorrow morning are 45, 46 degrees. And it stands to reason a lot of us will lower to the dew point. So that would be lows in the mid 40s. And if we get a dew point crash, it's what I call it, when the dew point's this and the temperature actually drives the dew point down. So let's say lows get into the low 40s in some spots. That's when you really start to get some fog. So we'll see if that happens tomorrow morning, but not freezing temperatures here in the valley, but absolutely some cool weather coming. The shower chance for the time being is over, and we have a bone dry forecast all the way into your weekend. So here's the national blended model. This would be at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. This goes 46, 47 in Multnomah County in Portland, about the same in Salem, goes 44 degrees out in parts of Washington and Yamhill counties, goes low 40s in Tillamook, goes mainly 40s out in the Gorge, low 40s over in Central Oregon, and it's got some 30s and some 40s out east. So again, nothing alarming, but it's been a few days at least since you've had kind of a chilly morning. So be prepared for that and realize if you leave your windows open, it may be downright chilly when you wake up in the morning. Okay. By the way, the high temperature today, I didn't think Portland would hit 70, but we did. I had forecasted 67 this morning. The high was 70. Okay, here's Medford. All dry until you get to Wednesday. 76 tomorrow, 81 Friday, 75 Saturday, 81 Sunday, 81 Monday. Wow. Okay. Really nice weather if you like sunshine and warmth, right? Here's Bend. So, by the way, wildfire smoke and haze picked up today. There are still some 17 named large wildfire centers burning, mostly in Oregon, but that is the number between Oregon and Washington. And some of the smoke plumes have picked up and become more active for whatever reason. So air quality from Deschutes County and then out across parts of eastern Oregon was actually moderate today instead of good. It was downgraded to moderate. And here's tomorrow's forecast showing wildfire smoky haze again over in the Bend area. I mean, nothing horrific. Air quality is moderate. It's just that we haven't even seen that in a while. Generally, the fires, this time of the year, continuing to burn out, and we expect by the time we get to late October for most of the fires to absolutely be out. It's the way it works. Okay. 68 tomorrow, 75 Friday, beautiful weekend in the 70s, chance of rain next Wednesday. Okay, all right. Let's bounce it up to Seattle. 62 tomorrow, 66 Friday, all dry through the weekend, 70 Sunday, chance of showers Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, all right. Salem. Hello, Marion County. 73, 75, 76, 76, chance of rain Tuesday, Wednesday. All right. Let's go to Newport. Generally 60s, chance of rain Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, but all dry through the weekend. And let me go ahead and click on Portland's 7-day forecast. Pretty quiet weather pattern, right? The normal for Portland now is 68 for a high, the 30-year climate average, and 48 for a low. So we're going to be pretty close to that tomorrow. 46 to 69. The models were showing some valley fog, but not a ton. It's going to depend on how cold we get. So we'll see how much fog we have. If we get sun earlier enough in the morning tomorrow, we'll probably warm up to 70. All right. And then Friday, I don't see the fog threat, 49 72. There's a great weekend, 73 Saturday, 77 Sunday, all dry on Monday. Showers likely on Tuesday, then a shower chance lingering into Wednesday. This does not look to be a ton of rain right now, but maybe there's 15 100ths of an inch of rain. Maybe we get that on Tuesday. Kind of a weakening system as I'm looking at my notes to refresh my memory. Yeah. Okay. Hey, by the way, real quick, if you're still watching, I met with the Portland Parks and Rec urban forestry workers today. They were in Lentz Park trimming trees. Got to do a fun story for KGW TV, and a couple of the gentlemen that work and go up in the baskets and climb the trees and do all that crazy stuff actually watch this YouTube channel. So that really warmed my heart, and that was great to know. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I'll talk to you soon.